About 3 years ago, the Dannville Fire Department in the city needed to replace the City of Dannville Fire Headquarters and 911 EOC facility, and they needed to do it within about 2 blocks of the existing fire station to meet the response time standards that are there now. So they selected a site that was about 2 blocks away to build what you see here is about a 27,000 square foot new headquarters, fire station, and fire administration offices, along with a detached building which is the 911 call center for the new facility. So they moved into this just about 1 year ago and have been very excited that they got a replacement of their old station. This project did have a lot of challenges associated with it. One of the more important of those challenges was the site itself. The site is a 1-block area of the old downtown tobacco warehouse district, a historic district in Dannville. It was a very dilapidated site. It had been occupied for most of the last 2 centuries with the old Dannville Lumber Company. And so the site itself had 2 converging streams that came together on the site. It had more than a dozen of the old dilapidated lumber mill buildings that were there. The topography of it sloped incredibly, over a 40-foot fall across the site itself and then back up again. So it was a very challenging site in an area of town that was very dilapidated and was looking for revitalization. Because of the community that this was in, the historic tobacco warehouse district, we wanted and felt that it was necessary to incorporate as much of the local vernacular and the parts of that community into the facility. We wanted it to look like the building was originally built as part of this entire area. And so we did a lot of study about what some of the building types, the materials, the forms, the roof types, all of those things that were currently used and had been used for the last 2 or 3 centuries in the area, and then incorporate those into the building itself. So from this top photograph you can start seeing some of those areas, including the roof forms, the arched openings, the way the face of the building was treated, the awnings, bringing natural light into the building like a lot of the other buildings. You can see from the photograph of some of the existing surrounding buildings, it blends into the community itself. One of the things though that we wanted to do is the site used to be bisected at a strange angle by one of the old roads there. During the early stages of demolition, we discovered that the original cobblestone streets were under the asphalt paving. So we ended up modifying the design enough so that from the front of the station you see this very modern, sleek glass box. That served as a museum piece, and it is set at an angle and exactly in the location of where that original street came out. We started utilizing some of those cobblestones in the outside of the building at that location, and even on the inside of the building just inside that box, which serves as a historical museum, the lobby, and the visitors welcoming area for this facility. Even the old original steamer for the fire department was rehabbed and put into the facility, and a lot of the museum, the original lumber, was reclaimed from the lumber company itself and utilized throughout the building as part of the decorative elements and overhead elements of the building, all the way down to a 9/11 piece of World Trade Center steel that was incorporated right at the front door as a memorial to fallen firefighters. So we were thrilled about the way the building came out and the way that the firefighters in the community have responded, and it has started to spur, which is the city's goal, a lot of other development in the area. Many of the old warehouses are being turned into residential and office condominiums. While the building is very responsive to the historical context that's around it, contained within the building are some of the greatest conveniences of a modern fire station. If you notice from the plan, there are 14 individual firefighter sleep rooms, each room with 3 beds. So it is a cold sheet, not a hot sheet. In other words, 1 firefighter in the room at a time, but each shift has its own bed. Individual toilet shower rooms so that gender separation is accommodated easily through the station. Large day rooms. There are actually dual day rooms, 2 day rooms for 2 different sets of activities that may go on. The city's EOC, Emergency Operations Center, is also contained in the center of the building, so it is fully hardened and ready to receive all of the emergency activities that go along with that, and even down to the exercise or the PT room that looks directly out into the apparatus bays with a full glass wall, so that the protection of the firefighter is there if there were an event that occurred during an exercise session.